Hi everyone, it's so great to see you here. We can wait for a minute, maybe longer, to see if anyone else is going to join us. So today we are going to talk about iOS update. Apple is going to have it sometimes in the beginning of the next year. It was postponed already because it should have been in action this year, but since it makes so many complications as Facebook announces, it was moved for the next year. But for the starters, we wanted to make sure that all of you understand that this is not such a big change, that it will affect that much your advertising. For the beginning, it is going to be a slow process. We won't be able to see any real changes in the first few months until we have some actual metrics from our ads that we can measure against the ones before the update, so we can really see what that impact is. Please feel free to ask us questions during this webinar. Just type them down and my colleague Shayla and I will try to answer all of your questions during this session. So if everybody is ready, I would like to share the screen with you where we have a little text about this iOS update, where we are going to go through these most important things for us as advertisers for housing to see what we can expect and how to deal with these changes. So here, am I sharing screen, Sheila? Can you say it, please?
Yeah, all set. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
Thanks. So this iOS update refers only to the Apple users, iOS users. They will be given an opportunity to allow tracking or not, or to ask app not to track. What does this mean? This means that when they open any kind of app on their mobile or desktop device, there will be a prompt message like this one. Would you like permission to track your cross apps and websites owned by other companies? Your data will be used to deliver personalized ads to you. So what this means, we are all receiving ads today, and we are receiving ads that are based on our interests, what we are searching for on the internet and within the apps such as Facebook and Instagram. So the algorithm collects that data and show us ads according to to our interest, shows us ads that may be connected to something that we were searching or looking for online. When users decide not to allow apps to track their internet or online activity, the only thing that will actually happen is that they won't stop getting any advertisements at all. They will be getting them as well as today, but they won't be personalized to their interests. So the thing is that all of those users that opt in and say allow tracking, for them nothing will change. That same goes for the Android users, because Android is not going with this kind of updates, so everything stays the same. So we are just talking about that percentage of people that opt out of tracking, and the number of that people within our targeted audience will make the difference regarding targeting. So what does this mean for our ads? Well, there are a few things that are most important to us as housing advertisers. First thing is that our ads aren't going to be delivered as they are today. We can expect a decrease in the delivery exactly for that number of users that opt out from tracking. So this means when your ad reaches or is delivered to iOS 14 plus user, they might not be your targeted audience. So the only difference is that sometimes your ad is going to be shown to the people that are not really looking for a house, condo, or something like that, but they are shown your ad just based on general interests, and because they're going to show every kind of ads to those people that opt out. That's one thing. So the delivery, we can expect a little bit less of results regarding that number of iOS 14 plus users that opt out. The other thing that is maybe most important for us and most interesting is retargeting. So we use Facebook today to retarget people that visit our website. Someone that clicked on our ad is led to our website, and then we can track those activities of those users on our websites. What are they looking for exactly? How many times have they looked at a specific item, etc., etc. So right now, when the update goes live, you won't be able to track those users that opted out. You will be able to see that they visited your website, but not what they did on that website. So for this, we can use something else to make sure that we track those users the best way that we can. So right now, when iOS 14 plus becomes active, we have to retarget them differently. But we are going to use, instead of website tracking, posts that they liked on Facebook or Instagram, comments that they left on specific posts, percentage of the video that they watched. So if you're doing, let's say, video with showing some specific interests of your business, you are going to see that you're going to target only those people that saw, let's say, more than 40% of that video. So we are going to be able to target them again, but not as precise as we are today. Also, what else comes in hand?
Yeah, sorry, when I would
Yes?
like to just jump in about
Yes,
retargeting when we are here. I was thinking, I know that we were exploring about this topic, and I know that sometimes retargeting is really great to have, because we were targeting the people who visited our site and also excluded the people who are already our leads. But I think the best way here is to just wait uh, until Facebook generate this option, until it becomes really clear about this thing. So my suggestion would be, when the new year starts, that we just track and test on our side, of course, to not just start with the retargeting ads and to not spend money just for nothing. So I think the best way when it comes to retargeting is just to wait the beginning of the year and see, is it really worth it? And of course, on our side, we are always testing these types of ads and similar ads. So we are here to actually give you more updates on this and how to advertise, and is it worth it? Is it going to be more expensive? Because sometimes we're still in the phase of checking, will it be more expensive? Because I think that's really important here. We don't want to spend more money and not get any results. But retargeting is sensitive topic about this update. But of course, I know there are actually other ways of doing this, which are going to mention and also mentioned. So that's something I wanted to mention, just to be slower on this part when advertising. So that's it from my side. Yeah.
Yes, we are still in a big unknown right now. Facebook has made all this notification, sent all those emails, just trying to explain how this is going to make our lives harder. But the truth is, even they don't really know what is going to happen and how hard that effect is going to be. We are right now guessing it's not going to be that powerful because there are still other ways to do what we do right now. And on the other hand, both Facebook and Google, they have in their own best interests to keep you as advertisers on their pages. So they're going to do everything in their power to make sure that everything goes smoothly, that the impact of this iOS 14 update is less sensitive to overall advertising on their platforms. So when we talked about retargeting, I just wanted to say that what we can do is use our CTA or call to action button for retargeting, because most of us, we do our lead gen ads on Facebook, yes. So on lead gen, we have a Facebook form that asks from anyone who clicks on the ad to leave their name, email, and phone number. This is one of the golden things that are going to be very, very important when iOS 14 update starts, because when you have email and when you have a phone number, you can retarget those people nevertheless with these informations. It doesn't matter what it happens later, you will be able to retarget them because they left you their information. So we have our CTA or call to action button for retargeting. When somebody clicks on your ad, we will be able to track them based on that click. So we will see that they clicked and went to our website, even though we probably won't be able to see what they were doing on our website. And what Shayla said, we are going to see if the ads are going to become any cheaper or more expensive. So for the beginning, we are expecting for them to perform a little bit lower, to have a little bit lower performance than today. So this is just an example, it's not really correct. Yes, if we had 10 leads for $10, we might expect somewhere between 6 or 7 leads for that same $10 when iOS 14 plus update starts. Why? Because of all those people that opt out from tracking for advertisements. They are not going to be, Facebook or Google won't be able to target them specifically, so those numbers can go a little bit lower. But that's something, like Sheila said, that we have to test and try just to continue when 2021 comes, and when we are setting up our ads again, we're just going to do as we do it today and watch on the metrics, keep an eye on the metrics and compare them to the metrics that we have today, so we can decide from that, is it really worth keep advertising on those platforms. For one thing is for sure, that Facebook and Google will do everything in their power to keep us as advertisers and to make this transition smooth. So
we have one. We have messages.
Yes. Okay.
Box.
Let's see.
Yeah. So Hassan said, I have experienced the most of the time the content leave a fake phone number and likewise a bogus email address. And Rashid answered, they're always smarter than serious. This is a common issue. Yeah, that's right. Actually, this is a common issue. But I know that both Facebook and Google Ads are real likely to have a fake number or email, because sometimes people are maybe in a hurry, maybe they are just typo, but sometimes maybe something just they wanted to fill out and they are not interested. But that's when we are talking about quantity, because why is important to have lots of leads, because there are going to be some bad leads, but also on the other side there is always opportunity to have good leads. We can never, let's say, exclude fake people or something. That's something that's on Facebook side, because Facebook is showing the ad, and let's say what it said. Facebook ad made to have a correct contact if they are made to connect via Facebook Messenger. Yeah, well, that's one of the ways that are helping us, because Usually for people, when they are trying to fill out the form, they already have saved info, pre-filled info, so they just click fill out my info. That's usually pulled from Messenger or some saved browser info, but something that's really possible, and we can't run of that, but still we always need to try to find if we have, for example, 20 leads, it's really possible that you can contact at least half of them, and more, of course.
So this is going to be gold. All those leads that really leaves their real name or email address or phone number, they're available to you through that, and you don't have to worry that much. But on the other hand, we're repeating, this is still very unknown for all of us, including Facebook and Instagram people and Google people as well. And they're going to cope with this on our behalf, because in their best interest is to keep us as advertisers on their platforms.
Yeah, right. Yeah, as John said, that sometimes their saved info is actually old, so that's one of the reasons their email isn't active, or phone. So, but that's something that's on their side, and I know it's odd, but I think people are starting to realize that they need to update the info, they need to fill out the because we are seeing more leads. But this will always happen, for sure. You should not worry. This is something that's our on daily
That's
basis.
the same problem as today. You still have some bad leads with bad numbers and bad email addresses, but on the other hand, you have those that provide the correct ones. It's not going to be an impact any different than it is today.
Yeah, and for David, will you share this document by email after the webinar? Yes, actually, we can all again send.
Sure, yes.
We'll also share it on Facebook group, so if you're there, you can check it there. But we can share it by email, no worries.
So
just
do we
to
have
finish
some
the
more
messages,
questions?
yeah, sometime. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, for Simon, how do I set up my Facebook to receive leads? This is new to me. So yeah, what we do, and we also do a free social ad program where we create free social ad for you. The first one is what we do is using, if you have lead gen website with us, that's something how we advertise, because that's some really nice combination. On Facebook ad, we are offering people to sign up to get a list of homes, and they sign up there, and once they sign up, they will receive list of homes in their inbox. And that's lead gen website is offering, and we connect it in your CRM system. So that's how you can receive leads from Facebook. It's similar on Google. From Google Ads, they will sign up on your website, and you'll receive it in your CRM. Susan, I don't see why target marketing is discriminatory. I agree with you, actually, because recently there are lots of updates on Facebook side. Last time we had webinar about special ad categories, and I know they excluded lots of targeting options, detailed targeting, ages, and similar. So that's something that's on their end, but what we are trying to do is to stay up to date, to track every update in order to get better results. Even they're updating it. Also, one thing they're doing is they are checking lots of accounts. They are disabling accounts, so you need to review it. You need to review again maybe some of your older ads and similar. And we are trying to help on this. We are trying to give tutorials. That's something that we are trying from our side. So
these
we never know.
updates,
Yeah, we
these
will.
updates are happening.
Same for this webinar. This is new update. We're trying to deal with it. What is potential, and especially in this period of the year, is maybe reach of potential people is a little slower because there are lots of people advertising and something, but we are just maybe we will need to wait a little longer to see more results. That's something maybe that's specific. You don't have to have bad ads, just maybe something that will be slower. So that's still good because this update could be worse knowing Facebook. So that's something, it will be okay.
In one word, please don't worry, guys. These updates are happening all the time. We had these big updates before, and we always managed to adapt. And platforms as well, Facebook, Instagram, Google, as platform advertisers, they're adapting as well. So don't worry. We are going to be there to test everything, to make sure that we have some real results, and that they will show us that we can do it better. Just
Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
let you know about this Facebook audience network, because that is maybe the place where you can feel this update. So this audience network is a place where your ad shows to a third party apps, some websites and apps that have a partnership with Facebook. And this is where those updates are going to be felt the hardest, because because they're third-party apps, this iOS 14 update will hit them most. So if you are, let's say, if you want to make an ad of your video and you want it to be seen by as many people as possible, you are going to uh, promote it, let's say, on reach. Yes. So in this case, when you select reach as your objective, you just want on your ad set level, you just want to exclude audience network. So when automatic placements are selected, audience networks is selected as well. So what you want to do is click manual placements and then unclick audience network and maybe click messenger instead. So what does this do? It just makes sure that your ad is not shown to the audience network platform at all. So it won't be spending your money, shown to your targeted audience, just to the general audience. For our most uh, used campaign objective, we use lead generation. So when we select lead generation, we don't have to worry about displacement, because displacement is not available in lead generation. So only if we are doing reach or engagement ad, it is recommended that we click it off, so it doesn't spend our money on something that is not going to bring us any really good results. So lead ads don't use displacement, and we don't have to worry about that. We now
So
have this
sorry,
little,
just
yeah,
to
yeah,
answer on messages for Nikki
yes,
and
yes, sure.
Kimberly. I see your messages. They're asking about lead gen ads, and I know that's not topic now, but I just want to let you know that I'll reach out to you after this webinar with more info in detail. So also, if anyone else has something to ask specifically, we can just let me know. I can reach out to you. So sorry, you can go on.
Yeah, and you can also visit our YouTube channel, Agent Locator. You have a lot of really, really useful videos there. there basically on any topic that might interest you that we created for you. So if you're up to it, go and visit our YouTube as well, and maybe you can find something useful for yourselves as well. So going back to the iOS 14 plus update, one of those things that are going to be affected is Facebook Pixel. Some of you maybe use it for retargeting, and that is what Sheila was talking about earlier. We won't be able to see that journey that user goes through on our website, but Facebook is already making a bridge to make this iOS 14 plus update less, its impact less viable. So we can see that they are actually planning to use something called aggregated event measurement that will be able to collect all the data from your website, but in aggregated form, but you won't still be able maybe to see really exactly what users that opted out, iOS 14 users that opted out, what they watched on your website, but you will still be able to count them in as visits and to retarget them according to that. So repeating again, don't be worried, because Facebook is already creating ways to bridge this problem, and we are going to follow up with everything that they publish regarding this topic, and of course let you know all about that. So for the first thing that they suggested is to verify our website's domains, and they provided as well a link to show us how to do that. It's pretty simple. You just follow some steps and you get your website verified if it's not already verified. So when this aggregated event measurement comes in action, it will be able to help you retarget your audience again.
Sorry, we have a question from Marilyn. Thank you, for Marilyn, for lefting a note. So she asked, when you talk about retargeting, are you also talking about using lookalike audience through Facebook to use for retargeting?
You won't see changes on Facebook per se, as we saw it, let's say, when we had this last update about special ed categories. You won't be able to see it on Facebook as we saw it when they excluded that option for age editing, for sex editing, for location less than 25 kilometers or 15 miles. Right now, you will be able to retarget as per usual. Just the results may not be the same for that number of people, of iOS 14 plus users that opted out of tracking, just for them. So everything stays the same for all Android users, and everything stays the same for all iOS users that opt in. So right now we're just talking about that number of people that opt out from tracking. They are not going to be available for specific retargeting. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's actually, we still have those options. Just maybe
nothing is going to
maybe reach will be a little less, but that's something if someone decides to opt out from. But that's still people who use Apple iOS. That's newer versions. Still not lots of people. We still have others to include, of course. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So you can watch it, like you can look at it this way. If you, I don't know, with your ad, if you reached and had, I don't know, let's say 100 people that were actually interested in your ad, their interest in what you're advertising, that number from 100 can drop to, let's say, 80 for about 20 users that opted out from tracking on devices. So we don't know those numbers for sure. Of course, it's still guessing. We are going to see what is going to really happen when we have some results to measure. But don't be worried, because retargeting is still an option. It just won't be an option for those people that opt out. Everybody else is going to be available, and everything is going to be as it is today. So for the Google Ads, we actually don't really have any more info, since the Google hasn't published anything as Facebook did regarding the situation, regarding this update. So Facebook is, for their part, will request permission through Apple's app tracking transparency framework to be able to track conversions that are happening on iOS 14 plus devices. So when Facebook does that, you will be probably again in a position to retarget those people. But what we can expect from Google is something similar, something that a solution that they will create within their house and present it to us, so we can make sure that our Google ads are going to the right places, or that they are going to reach some of those iOS 14 plus users that opted out. And for the end, we have some statistics here that shows that Android has a really big lead in mobile operating systems worldwide, making 72.92% of share, leaving iOS with 27%. Well, for Canada specifically, these numbers are a little bit different because they're almost tied for the market share. So in Canada, we have, let's say, 50-50 people using Android and iOS. So maybe that's why we can later observe results and see if our ads are performing any lesser than today because of this update. What this update actually does, it gives Apple iOS 14 plus users more control over their privacy. As I said before, they will be still getting ads, just those ads won't be personalized for them. So if they were looking for houses in some specific area, they might not get those ads, but some ads that are not relevant to their search. In this sense, we are hoping that some of those iOS 14 plus users will recognize this, and they will see that it's better for them, for apps to track them, so they can get some relevant ads. If they're going to get ads anyway, it's better that they're relevant than some ads that don't interest them at all. So we are going to wait. Please don't panic. We're just going to wait and continue our ads and measure results, compare those results with the results we have today. And according to that, we will be able to adjust our strategies, to adjust our ads, the way that we present them to the public, so we can get the most out of them as we are doing today. If you have any more questions, we're here to answer everything. And of course, we're going to share this document with you.
I just want to note that I will reach out by email. I'm answering the messages here. And also, if someone is not our client here, but wants more info, I'm leaving here my email. You can reach out, or you can now let me know that you need more info, and we will reach out to you. This is my email. So here we have from Russia, if I do not have iOS 14 and do not update to the latest system, what will happen? It will just ask you, actually. Everything will be the same regarding the ads. But if you update, you can decide, are you going to see other ads? If you don't update, I believe you won't get any notifications about it. Marilyn, I feel strongly that AgentLocator will adjust to meet this little challenge. Thank you both for taking time to explain this.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Marilyn. Appreciate it. You're here.
We are doing our best to just stay on top of things, to stay on top of news and what everything has been going on lately. We had this update for special ed category, and it looked worse than it is when we now use it over and over again. We can see how we can adapt. So this is going to be the same case with this one, with this update for iOS 14 plus users. Even smaller, I think, because it's just for a small group of people, pool of people that opt out from app tracking. Your audience that are using Android or that are using iOS but haven't opted out from tracking, for them everything is going to stay the same, and you will be able to target and retarget them as you're doing today.
Yeah, that's right. Sean, thank you, and have a great year too.
Thank you, guys. I'll also have a great next year. We all hope that it's going to be better than this one.
Yeah, it will be for sure, I believe. Wishing you more leads with us, and more success. So just let me know if you see my message with my email, so I can confirm that you can see it.
Yes, I can see it, Sheila. It's here in the chat. So please, guys, if you have something else or additional to ask, contact Sheila, or also you can contact me. I'm typing my address as well. We are here to help you with everything that comes up. Just don't worry, everything is going to be fine. We are going to adapt to this update as we adapted to many, many more updates that came before this one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So this is recording, and it will be saved. It will be on our YouTube channel and also on our Facebook groups, and we can share it by email if you need it. So
and definitely
you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we are always uploading there, so you can stay updated if you ever need some additional info.
If you're not a member of our Facebook group Lead Conversion, please find us on Facebook and join, because we share a lot of great advices and a lot of great tips for you guys, specifically for you. So I'm sure that everybody can find something really useful there for themselves and their businesses.
Yeah. So that would be it from us. If that's it with the questions, I think we can finish this. And hopefully we'll start new year with more webinars, so we can keep you updated with everything.
We wish you the best, all the best in the new
Happy
year.
Happy New Year, and talk to you soon.
And see you next year, guys. Thank you so much for participating in this webinar, and we're hoping to have some more of these cool and useful webinars for you. So see you next year, guys. Thanks.